Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Flow TV. This series is going to be the cancel series. Reaching out to you guys after the holidays, and I'm using this filter for a reason because a lot of stuff is going on online, and this filter is to show you that there are different likes, walks, and things that are happening online. However, we're all progressing and moving forward. So the title of my message today is "Take Her Offline." It's the first series or episode of cancel series, and it's talking about like speaking the same language, people trying to hinder someone or prevent someone from prevailing against the purpose and the destiny that God has set you for. Like, God sets people out on missions and things that they should do. And here I'm going to use the story Jonah because it's a very interesting story because Jonah is preventing himself. However, there are a lot of things that got in the way. And most of the times when God gives us a demand, a mission, or something to do, it is ourselves first that gets in the way. And then other people try to get you to deter you from this message. Give me one moment. Okay, so when God sends you out on a demand or a mission, to which Jonah was to go out to Nineveh and call out against it. And then the reason for the demand that their evil has come upon the Lord. So the Lord has a mission for you to do, but there's a reason why he chose you specifically for that mission. And everyone's mission is different of what he called you to do. Some people are called to the nations. Some people are called to a specific church, a community, even like a colony or a people. Someone will come up against it and try to prevent the mission from occurring. And the reason why this stuff comes up against you is so that you can do the warfare and travailing. And out of the travailing, the warfare and all those things becomes your strength, because the joy of the Lord is your strength. If you're walking in the joy of the Lord, whether you're tarrying, travailing, crying out to God, or whatever the case may be, or in the belly of a fish like Jonah, you're still going forward and growing in your walk as a Christian, growing in your calling. You're growing in your calling as a servant. This might be the moment where they take you offline. A lot of people are going online and starting ministries, starting clothing lines, just a lot of things that we start online. Churches, I mean, you can just go live on Sunday and Bible study and Wednesday if God has sent you out to do online. This might be the moment in the day where they remove you offline. And sometimes we think that our calling is subject to just that one thing. Like, I can only be online. He might be calling you to like parking lots or to evangelize before going online. So if we prohibit ourselves and get canceled in the moment, or those like very particular moments where God is sending us out, because here Jonah is being sent out to a people that don't understand his language. Jonah is Hebrew, but he's being sent out to Assyrian and Chaldean people. And it was just very odd and very quite disturbing to me that God would choose him to go say this message to these people, that he would choose him to a people that don't understand his language, that are not like him, but would send him out to tell them this message. They don't know him. He's from a faraway place. He doesn't want to go. He's trying to get away from God. It's just a lot of stuff that is disturbing me, that he's trying to get this message through. And it comes off just how we are as servants when we're trying to go online or start a ministry or start something new, and we're different from who people thought we were, what we look like. Here in Nineveh, removed the noses and ears of their prisoners to mark and maim them for life. Prostitution, child sacrifice, abortion. And this is a bloody city, a harlot, a mistress. But this Hebrew Jewish got the word spread in one day with 5 words. 40 more days and Nineveh will be overturned, for them to get it right. He got the message through. But in the process of that, Jonah aborts a ship. Jonah aborts a ship and went against the Lord, tried to get away from the Lord. Here he aborted the ship. He just paid his fare. They didn't ask, like in this day and time, they're going to ask you for your vaccination paperwork, birth certificate. They're going to ask you for a lot of stuff. It's not going to be that easy for you to get online or aboard a ship like Jonah did. But here he paid his fare and just hopped on the ship. The amazing things about God's mission online is you can't avoid it. It's going to be purpose filled. It's going to be destiny filled. Like, purpose filled people automatically feel their purpose when they're trying not to feel their purpose. The purpose is still being fulfilled, whether they're online or offline. That's the setup. It's a part of the plan the whole time to fulfill God's purpose, because you are truly a servant of God's and are called by him for his presence and his mission. If in fact your mission is going, you will at all times receive discourse when you go to do the complete opposite aside from God's plan, just as Jonah did. The storm will come, but it will not prevail or prevent you from the ultimate mission. So things will come up against it, but because it's God's plan, it will go forward automatically, regardless of what's happening. Assuming that you're not in the proper position, or this is assuming that you're not in the proper position or you're not online, that you're not fulfilling this plan. If the mission is going, you're going to receive that, but it's going to try to prevent you from the ultimate mission. If you're not online, this message will get across. In the middle of the storm, it's very odd how you help on your way to be helped. So you help on your way to go help someone. And that is a part. So the steps of the process of the happenings in between the mission are really the calling on the way to the calling. It's what you were called to do. So here Jonah calls out to his God as if you are about to go answer the phone and you're on your way to answer the phone, but God blesses you right before you pick up and answer the phone. So God's calling is you will have will and continue to be purpose-filled. The meaning is what's inside of you will drive you to what is supposed to be done, even when you're not doing it. You're still doing it while you're on your way to doing it. That's the purpose filled up. That's the purpose filled on being canceled. Like eat from the ship, cast lots and vows to Jonah's God. So he helped these men on the ship on his way to go help. But in the moment of trying to be against God and what God told him to do. So your purpose and destiny will be fulfilled. Nevertheless, the Lord provides, arranges, prepared, and appointed. In some versions, he just ends up in the belly of a fish. So God will appoint things for you in the process in between to get you to where you need to go. It'll drive you to where you need to go. So he ends up in this fish. God put him there, though. God has placed him there. God has positioned him there. God does this in the midst of trials always. And you'll see that it's done. He'll appoint something or place something there for you in the midst of what he told you to do so that you can do it. Spits Jonah out because God has set a specific time for the fish to spit Jonah out. Mind you, he was on a ship and the ship was supposed to take him away. Now he has another thing, which is the fish, to drive him to where he was supposed to be in the first place. So sometimes if we walk into what God has told us to do in the first place, we won't have to go through all that. But sometimes going through all that is purpose filled because you're purpose filled and it's driving you to the destiny within. I always talk about the detours on the way because the detours on the way are not necessarily detours. They're things that are giving you experience in life as a servant or just as a human being to learn how to be productive and produce in life, or just giving you some kind of learning as you go through the processes, of life. So the spit out is not the way out. I think him being in the whole process while you eat or become eaten, God is still there. It may not look like it. It may not seem like it. You may not talk like it. You may not look like it, but he is still there. He will never leave you and he will never forsake you. Yet still you're not online and your mission and your original plans are not being fulfilled. And they're yelling, take her offline, and you feel canceled. But you're not canceled because you're still progressing and you're still helping God and you're still healing and helping and receiving the vows before God. He tells you the mission a second time like he did Jonah. He tells him a second time in the midst of this. He gives you time to get it right. Get whatever's standing in your way out, whether it's you, another person, just walked through and did it. You become like Jonah, just shouting the message to anyone that will hear it for 3 days. And like I said, the message got out on the first day to everyone in 5 words to people that didn't know his language. So sometimes God is sending you to do something that you think is not a mission that can be done or a task that can be done. But with God, the impossible can be done. Think it to yourself, why didn't you just get somebody from that city? Why me, Lord? Didn't they know? You start to question yourself and God and what he planned, not knowing the master plan was to get you back online. Who knows what Jonah was doing before the great mission? And however, it leads us to what we should be walking in. And because we walked in it, it's what we should be walking in. So sometimes it's just the walk that allows you to walk in your purpose-filled destiny if you just go. I think stopping and not doing nothing and trying to go against God prevents you from going, but you still go in the first place because you're called, you were sent. Your dominion, your greatness is what that is. It just drives you automatically because you were built to be that great. You were built to do this. So don't allow anyone to cancel you. Don't allow anyone to take you offline or prohibit your dreams and the things that you chose to do. Much love.